Well, hello friends. Today we are going to do full screen windows, and I have this little demo app here that I got from an early adopter, and I would like to show this thing in full screen. So I can already resize it and everything, and maximize it, but I think it would be really neat for the future if you could have like screensaver, for instance, that would run in full screen. So to start with going on that path, I'm gonna do full screen windows, and basically it's just gonna be that for your window, you'll just ask the Windows server like, "Hey, put this window into full screen mode," and then that will be a special mode that puts the window above everything else, and makes sure that it gets all the events and everything, and the menu goes away, taskbar goes away, everything, right? So let's do that. So let's maybe let's just add the API that we want to call. So here's this program, the Fire program, and I didn't write this, so I'm not super familiar with it, but I'm just gonna go ahead and put some code here, like show, maybe like set full screen true. Maybe we can even do it after the fact. Yeah, we'll have an API like that. Or, well, actually, maybe it would be better if this is something that you decide beforehand about a window. Set full screen true. Okay, so then in G window, let's add a boolean for this. Defaults to false. Just add some getters and setters, not field screen, full screen. Full screen. Full screen, okay. So of course this thing will only work before the window has been shown. I have a bunch of these things. Probably I should go back and rethink this at some point, but basically like there are various parts of the window state that cannot be changed once the window is on screen. So like resizability, modality, and now also full screenness, whatever. But we're just going to keep going that way. And so here in gwindow show, that's when we actually tell the server to create this window. And we are going to include the full screen flag here in this message. So we have to edit the message, create window. Since it's it's one of these client messages, and in the window struct here in the union, we will include the full screen flag. Okay. Now, who picks this up? In the Windows server, it's here. In the Windows server event loop, when we get create window coming in, we turn it into a create window request, which has a whole bunch of these flags. So I think we'll just put that next to resizable, we'll just put full screen. And let's do the same here in the constructor for this thing. Let's make it a bit bigger so everyone can see. Full screen. And full screen. Do that. Okay. Then finally, okay. And then where do we handle this? We handle it here in Windows Server Client Connection. So this is where we actually create the WS window object, passing in these various things, including the is resizable flag. So we are just gonna tack it on here. This is full screen. So we'll just add that to the constructor here. Okay. And I guess we should have an is not resizable full screen. And we are almost there. Okay, and finally we think, okay, so now hopefully everything will be set up in the Windows server. Then we actually just need to start treating such a window differently. And that would be in the window manager. We have to compose quite differently if there is a full screen window. And I'm thinking there should only ever be one full screen window, right? So the window manager should definitely keep track of that fact that someone is the full screen window. Or maybe we should allow multiple full screen windows. I guess that would be kind of nice. Just that when a full screen window is active, then it would act a bit different. When it's active, then it would be above the menu in the taskbar, but if it's not active, it would be below them. I guess it could work that way. So for each visible window from back to front, but in this case, we should do something different. So, see, we should compose Windows tab. Let's factor this whole thing out somehow. Maybe like this. Do that. We'll say that this returns an iteration decision. And do this. Okay, so now we can say that if there is a full screen window, or no, hold on. We will say that if an active window and active window is full screen, then we will only compose the full screen window. Else we would compose all the windows. And these would be here. And what else am I thinking of? Guess that's fine. We should also make sure that full screen windows are correctly sized and placed. So I guess when we WS window, when we create a full screen window the first time, we're coming in here, and then add window gets called, and then we could do something like if window is full screen, window set rect without repaint, and screen rect. I think that's cool. On compose window, we should also not paint a frame for this window. So we'll say that window is full screen. If not full screen, then we paint a frame. Okay. Probably there's all kinds of stuff here I'm forgetting, but let's just start with this and see what it looks like. Basically, we want the window to show up now and to be maximized, covering the whole screen. And when it's active, then nothing else should be visible. Maybe the window switcher should be visible, actually. We should make it visible, but right now it won't be, because that's just one of the windows that will be composed by this loop here. But let's have a look when it finally compiles. Come on, dude. Okay, fire. And this doesn't really have the rect that I was expecting. Okay, so now something else, but this part works, right? Like, so now this thing is in the foreground. That means the taskbar and the menu shows up. Otherwise, only this thing shows up, but it does have the wrong size. So I guess it's because I was doing that set rect without repaint thing. I don't even know why I was trying that. I should just use set rect. Okay, so it's still not quite right. So let's see what this thing does. Set rect. Well, we need to send a resize thingy to them. We need to send a resize event to the client. So that would be doing this. So we post to the window, and I guess I can post window rect and screen rect. Okay, so now we'll tell the client to resize itself, and well, this is kind of sketchy. So it seems like, I don't even know what that seems like. This doesn't seem right. Set rect. What the heck size does this program think that it is? Let's check in the paint event of this fire thingy to see how big we think we are. We'll say my rect to string dot characters. Yeah, okay. So these are the dimensions that I was expecting, right? But now it has the wrong dimensions. So we don't even want it to be resizable actually when it is full screen. So that's something that we can take care of right away. I should say if M resizable and not M full screen. Because full screen windows should not be resizable, obviously. Okay. Now I can't resize it. Can move it though, which we should not allow. So that will be in window frame. Window frame on mouse event. So this is where window moving would happen. So if the title bar rect contains the event position, then we do start window drag, right? So who else calls this? There's another place where we're holding the logo button and then dragging on it. So we can say that, we'll check here. If window is full screen, we don't allow this for full screen windows, and we should do the same in the other place. So in window frame as well. Like that. I guess that's M window, actually, yeah. Okay, so now we shouldn't be allowed to drag the window around or resize it. And it's still gonna look stupid, but we'll figure out what that is. But now we can't move it, we can't resize it, we can't drag here. Maybe we can click the X. Yep, we could click the X. We don't want that either. I guess for a full screen window, we don't want to send anything to the window frame now that I think about it. Because it's not going to have a window frame. I mean, visually speaking, it's not going to have a window frame. So we can say assert and window is full screen. And then let's check here. We definitely should not send this in. So it shouldn't be ever possible to get here because the window should be in the right place. So I don't think I have to do anything here. Now that we have the assertion, we just need to get the window to actually be in the right place. So let's do that. Now where was that thing? It was here. Compose window, active window. Let's print out where the window is. Active window is full screen at rect. And that would be active window rect to string characters. Okay, so we know that we have totally bogus rect, and is that because after we add window, then we set a different rect maybe? Who else calls set rect? I guess, I mean, the client could probably tell us to set rect. Window, what's it called? Set window rect. There's a message that comes in from the client called set window rect, and it will do window.setRect. I bet you that we're getting this message, and I think that we should definitely ignore that type of message if we are a full screen window. So let's say if window is full screen, so it's like ignoring set window rect request for full screen. Okay. Okay, what went wrong? Insertion failed. Yeah, right. Because we're hitting the frame with the mouse event and we are still not looking quite right. Okay, so who else is calling setrect in the Windows server? It's not just you, but it is also, oh, right here, create window request, right. So I guess we can do if request is full screen, then don't do that. All right. This is more like it. Pretty cool. Okay. So, wait, did everything look right with text? I got confused there. Yeah, so we have this tiny little label up on the top here that tells us like the FPS, I guess, or not the FPS, it's the milliseconds it took to generate each frame. I just wanted to see that it wasn't like scaled or anything, but no, it looks right. So what happens if we switch to another program? That it stays in the background underneath everything. It's pretty cool. What if we change the opacity of this terminal? Oof, look at that. That's really neat. And can we, if we switch to it, yeah, then it's full screen again, and then we tab out. Oh, see, and the live update here works too. Man, this is quite sluggish when we're making the Windows Server deal with all this bullshit. But it does work. Cool, very, very cool. Okay, so I think we should maybe look at what we've done here in a patch review, right? So, sorry, I get a little carried away when I see graphical demos. So let's get back to it. Okay, so in GWindow, we now include the full screen flag in the message that we sent to the server for creating new windows. And then we added the GWindow full screen flag here. It's just a boolean, and of course it's not possible to change it after a window has been created, so maybe that should work differently in the future, but right now this is how it works. And here we're adding the full screen flag to the client message. And then here in, oh, that just made me think that maybe we should go here and say, or we don't need to do anything actually. Okay, so when we get the set window rect request, if it's a full screen window, then we just say, oh, I'm ignoring that, dude. We ignore it. And then in the client connection, when we create a new window, then we pass along the is full screen flag to WS window. And if it's not a full screen window, then we set the rect of the window the way the client wanted. Otherwise, we just ignore that. And then in create window request, we're just adding the bool full screen flag. Same here when we're creating this window, create window request, then we're just including the bool full screen. And here we are saving the full screen flag on the window. And same here, just blah, 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 blah. Just adding the frickin' flag everywhere. And this was important, right? So is resizable now also considers the full screen flag. So if you are a full screen window, then you're never considered a resizable window. And then in window frame on mouse event, we do an assertion that the window is not in full screen, because then we should never be able to hit the window frame with the mouse. Okay, and then in the window manager add window, if the incoming window is full screen, then we send a resize event to the client, telling it that like, dude, I'm resizing you from your old rect to the screen rect. And then we set the window rect to be the screen rect. Maybe this should work differently, like maybe the event should be sent automatically somewhere, I don't know, but we don't have to fix that right now. Okay, and then in process mouse event, what's this for? This is for window drag, right? So if the window is in full screen, then we don't allow like logo plus left mouse button to initiate a window drag. And then down here, I'm just factoring out the composing a single window into the stack, into a lambda here, so that we can call it slightly differently depending on whether or not we have a full screen window. So then when we do compose a window, then for full screen windows, we don't paint the frame around them. Okay, so then here's the big thing, is that if we have an active window and the active window is a full screen window, then we compose it and nothing else. And otherwise, we just iterate the window stack from back to front and compose each window. And in those cases, we also draw the geometry label and the menu bar. The geometry label is this thing that, oh, see, it even has it here on GNOME. The thing in the middle of the window that tells you like how big it is. It's the geometry label. And yeah, no geometry label, no menu bar. So I'll just show you what I mean by that. So you see the label in the middle. That's the geometry label. It's very wordy. But yeah, and then when we do this, then we never have to paint the geometry label, right? Because we're never going to have one. And we also don't need the menu bar, and you can't, right. Everything is working as expected, and you can't interact with anything. Oh shit, you can. Oh, you can interact with the menu. I just did by accident. Or I did by messing around. So we should prevent that. Good thing I fucked around with it. Okay, so that would be in Window Manager process mouse event. Then first we deal with like ongoing drags and resizes and stuff like that, but eventually we get here if the menu bar rect contains the event position. So we should say that, how about we say that if there's an active window and the active window is full screen, then the menu bar rect is empty, and then there's no way to hit the menu bar. Okay, and then let me do this again, and then I try to start some apps up here, do anything, and nothing happens. But now I can totally do something. But why doesn't the file manager show up? Because, oh, I guess because it was just choking on the Fire program. That's fine. Okay, so I think that's good. I think that's good. So let's just see, what was that change that we made again? Process mouse event. No, right, I changed the menu bar rect. menu bar rect. So that's here. This thing here, right? So maybe we should put that into a helper. I was thinking, but yeah, window manager. Let's make a helper for this, and let's call it something like active full screen window. I'm gonna do like that. And do we have these things here? Yeah, so it would be something like active window, and active window is full screen. Then active window. Otherwise, null other. Oh shit, we needed a const version of that. Okay. And then in menu bar rect, say if active full screen window. Yeah, that's slightly nicer. And then we had that in one more place here. So we would do something like full screen window. We can write the code this way. I think that would be kind of nice. Although then we need it to be non-const. Well, whatever. I can just have two of those. Who cares? Okay, let's not print that, and let's get rid of that logging I had here too. Okay, and let's see it one more time. While we also commit. This thing doesn't work. Very cool, very cool. Menu works. Terminal. Yep. Okay, it's pretty nifty. Okay, let's see. Windows Server. Support full screen Windows. Add support for full screen Windows. Full screen Windows are rendered alone on the bar, everything else. Windows stack order. Something else is active. Currently, Windows cannot be made full screen after the effect, but must have full screen flag included in their create window. It's not possible to interact with the menu or window frame. Wow. Active window is full screen. Well, let's say it just should not be possible. Because maybe we have bugs. Who knows? Sometimes there are bugs. Okay. It's pretty neat. Great. Let's see it one more time. Because it's cool. All right, look at that. Very, very nice. Okay, so I think this is going to be it for today's video. It was nice graphical video. Yes. Yeah, so if you made it this far, then I thank you for watching and for coming back, and I will see you next time.